Hi everyone, and welcome to my first step-by-step tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to create an awesome looking muzzle flash just using Adobe After Effects CS6. This is what I'm going to be showing you how to do over the course of this episode. As you can see, it looks almost like a real muzzle flare. We have a decent sized flare coming out of the gun and a decent amount of environmental lighting. Let's get started. First, what you're going to want to do is create a new composition. After you've created a new composition, you need to find your original footage under your project bar and drag that into this little movie object down here. Now that we have our footage in our main screen, you want to zoom forwards to the place where you are just about to shoot the gun, which for me is right here. Now this is the part where we're going to put the muzzle flare in. So now come back here and you're going to want to find your muzzle flare. Right, how I got the muzzle flares, I just went onto Google Images, typed in a muzzle flare and picked the one which suited best my project. Right, so now what you want to do is drag this in and place it in the front of your gun. Now there are two problems with this. The first thing is it's way too small, and the second thing is it still has the black background. Now what you want to do is I'm going to rotate this to about that size. I think that's a decent size. And now to get rid of the black background, you're going to want to right click, go to blending mode and screen it. That will get rid of the black background. Now all you want to do is just position it right in front of the gun. Okay. Now next thing we want to do is we're going to shorten the time that the muzzle flash is in the footage, just to the point where I shoot the gun. So I find that keeping the muzzle flare in the scene for about 2 seconds is suitable, but you guys can pick. So now that already looks good. Now obviously the muzzle flare doesn't look too realistic. So what we're going to do is in your effects and presets, we're going to type in glow. Now we're going to take the glow and drag it on top of the muzzle flare. Now as you can see, that doesn't look perfect, but we're going to adjust the settings a little bit. So we're going to want to bring the glow intensity down to about 0.5. Bring the glow radius all the way up and the glow threshold down. Okay, looks better. This is where stuff starts getting a little bit more complicated. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your original footage and you're going to want to go up to edit and duplicate. Now I'm going to name this new piece of footage lighting, and drag this on top of the original. Okay, now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to drag this new piece of footage to the same length of time that our muzzle flare is in the scene, so 2 frames. Now with lighting layer selected, we're going to go to the mode settings over here. If you can't find this, just click the toggle switches modes at the bottom. Right, we're going to want to go to from normal and we're going to change it to add. Alright, after you've done that, you're going to come up here and grab the pen tool, and now what you're going to do is you're going to mask off all the places that would be affected by the light coming off the muzzle flare. So it would be, the gun coming down onto the hand. I'm just going to do this quite crudely. You can decide what you're going to do, and obviously there'd be a little bit around the actual flare itself. Right, that looks good. But now obviously very, very hard edges. So now we're going to go to our lighting layer, and we're going to go to masks, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the feather massively on all of these. So I think 115 about looks quite good. Same down here, mask feather about 116 or so, and mask 3, pull up the feather to about, see this one I need to pull up a little bit more, to about 274 I think looks good. Sorry about that, don't worry about that mask I just created. Okay, now let's look what this looks like. Oh, that looks great. So now you can see we've just created our environmental lighting. So now if we had to preview this, it looks great. We have the muzzle flare there, we have the environmental lighting there. All we need to put there is the sound of a gunshot. So I get all my music for my movies off a site called soundj.com. They have all the best sound effects for all your personal movies. And what's even better is that you can get them for free. Awesome. So I went onto soundj.com and got my gun sound. I used gun 2 for those who are going to use it. Now you're going to want to drag this onto your timeline to the same point where your gun flash starts. And now we are done. So if we had to play this back, you will see we have a finished project. Awesome. Now you could go further and say when I'm first cocking the gun here, you can also go to soundj.com and download a gun cocking sound. But this tutorial was purely for the muzzle flash. So, thank you all for watching. I hope this was helpful. See you later.